Hello once again, this is Hannibal of Carthage, and this is a multiplayer battle for Rome Total War. This time, I was playing as the Julii Romans, and I was playing against Greece. So this is actually a really fun battle. I tried some different strategies, and it ended up working out really well, but this is a very low money battle, so we each have some kind of interesting armies just because we don't have as much money to work with. So, alright, so I guess I'll talk about my army first. Up in front here, I have, I believe, 5 units of these Roman archers. They're okay archers. Roman archers tend to be just kind of all around decent archers, and their better version, which is Archer Auxilia, which for the Roman factions, those are the archers they can choose from, and they tend to be decent archers. Not great, but not bad either. Alright, so for my infantry, I have 6 of these legionary cohorts. Pretty decent infantry. I think these are probably my favorite of the Roman infantry, just because they look the most like what Roman infantry of the time would have looked like, rather than the Praetorian or urban cohorts you see in the game. These guys look the most realistic, and so they tend to be my favorite, even though I don't play with them that much, just because if I have more money, I'm going to go for the better units. Alright, and for Cav, I have 5 units of these Roman cavalry, and 1 unit of Praetorian cavalry, where I have my general. So I have 1 unit of the best cav that Rome has, and then 5 of just kind of, they're decent cavalry. They're the first option for heavy cavalry that Rome gets, so they're alright, not the best, but they're still, decent cav. They're not going to stand up against companions or cataphracts, so that's for sure. Okay, so my opponent here, like I said, he's playing as Greece, and I think I'm going to start with his archers in the back here. So he has 4 units of these Rhodian slingers, which I'm not really sure how they would stand up against Balearic. So, I mean, they are good slingers, I know that, but I don't know like how good they are, or if they would be better than Balearic's. I'll try to find that out. And then on his right flank here, he has, well, my right flank, sorry, his left. He has 2 units of Cretan archers, and then for his cavalry, Greece doesn't have that much cav, honestly. Their main cav force is Greek cavalry, which is light cavalry and is not that great. So some players opt to just bring multiple units of General's Bodyguard, which are heavy cavalry, only you sacrifice numbers that way. So this guy decided to do that though. So he has, on each flank, he has 1 unit of General's Bodyguard and 1 unit of General's Armored Bodyguard on each flank, like I said. So for a total of 2 each. Like I said, the General's Armored Bodyguard, you can kind of tell, obviously has much more armor than these guys. But, I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on how you're going to use the cavalry, sorry. But, on what you're going to want to bring for Greece. But Greece's strong point is their hoplites, so. Alright, and for his infantry line, he was smart. He spread out his Spartans. He has 4 of these Spartan hoplites, as you can see. Like, every other for the first few, and then he skips a few, and has this one covering his left flank here. And then he brought, let's see here, he brought 4 units of these hoplites, every other, and then with the Spartans, and then he has 2 right here, and then he brought 2 of these militia hoplites as well. So he basically brought 4 of like the very best units that Greece has to offer, and then counterbalance them with not so great infantry. Honestly, I probably would have just brought as much armored hoplites as possible, rather than sacrificing strength for just a few Spartans. But anyways, they're okay hoplites, not the best. Militia hoplites though, really, they're not going to stand up to very much. So you're not going to want to commit them to any sort of important area of the battlefield. Maybe just like in support. Anyways, let's get this battle started. So I think it's kind of stalemate for a moment here too, but we're just going to check on each other's armies. Seeing his infantry and how much more he has, I know I'm not going to be able to stand up to him in a line like this. So I am going to change my formation as he starts to move up here. There we go. So I'm going to leave, I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I'm going to leave 1 or 2 units up in front here, and then bring these units down onto the flanks, just so they can support each other, and which it actually ends up working really nicely. Okay, so the 2 there, and then have 1 each, and then 1 each behind them. And what's really nice is actually, as he comes up, he can't, no matter which unit he attacks, every other one of them can support the units he attacks with their pila, because they're all in range. So no matter what he does, he's going to be in serious trouble. So I'm going to split my cav up just because I see that he only has these guys and they're going to be fairly weak. They're outmatched compared to mine. I figure even 3 Roman cav can take on 2 bodyguard units, especially because only 1 of each of them are some of the best that, at least for the kind of Greek cultures that they have. So I'm going to let my archers start firing. Let's just start fire. Sorry, I'm going to let my archers start firing at the enemy, and just in hopes that maybe they'll take out, in some of his infantry. He does have his archers firing back. His Cretan archers do outrange my archers, so I'm going to rush them forward. His Rhodian slingers do not have the range though, so there you go. What he's going to do is I believe he's going to move all of his cav over to this side, which is going to allow me to sweep these guys up and around and kind of take out some of his archers, and then move in to support these guys and finish off his cav. So he was trying to play smart. Honestly, I think this is probably my favorite part of the battle, is just the skirmishing part where, you have your archers out in front and they're just plowing away at the enemy. I don't know, for some reason I just really enjoy that part. I mean, though the infantry engagement is fun too, I usually, when I play Roman Total War, I tend to have a lot of casualties when it comes to infantry, just because I like to just let the infantry slug it out longer than really necessary. So he has all of his cav over here, and they're slowly, because they are, my Roman cav, they outnumber them, and so they're going to stand up for quite a long time, but they are taking casualties just because these guys are slightly better than them. But I'm going to take out some of these archers and then slam in from behind, which is going to rout these guys. And then watch this. So he's getting hit with arrows, and then just watch. He's slowly marching all his guys, and they're just getting into a clump, which is great for me. And then there we go. I just let my guys start throwing their peel. I didn't hit an attack order, which means they're just going to keep throwing. And then as each of these guys get in range, each successive line is just going to start tossing, and I'm going to do serious damage to these guys. These guys are already down to 23 in between the arrows and stuff. It's great. There you go. Now this line's throwing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these guys hang up in front, and then I'm going to move each successive line up and around their flanks. I think I'm going to let these guys support them in the middle, but then I'm going to bring these guys around the flanks and trap them. I'm just going to try to envelop these guys. Okay, I am letting them throw their pila. Let them get it all out, just to do as much damage as possible. My archers, I'm having them just shoot right into the mix, which is going to be great for me. There you go, see? I brought these guys more in the middle just because he was slowly pushing through here. And now I have these guys completely surrounded. And now it's just a slugging match. And because he's surrounded like this, he's not going to have the mobility and the... I mean, really, phalanx formations need to be able to be spread out to work effectively. When they're enclosed like this, they can't be effective, and their pikes really don't work, and that nullifies. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a sneak cav charge in here just before these Spartans get there. I'm going to try to do as much damage as possible. I'm going to route a few units, and then as these Spartans come up, I'm going to pull my cav out so they don't get trapped. I don't have all of them. Some of them I still do have chasing down archers. So there we go. I'm pulling out my cav. He's going to bring these Spartans in. And the other thing is, because he decided to bring Spartans and then a whole bunch of just kind of crap units, he didn't upgrade any of his infantry because of that, whereas all of my infantry were upgraded, which also gave me a huge bonus when it came to that too. So, but they are doing a pretty good job. I mean, they are routing, but because they're trapped, they're fighting to the death because they can't go anywhere. So these Spartans are just standing there, and so I'm going to do a full cav charge on these Spartans to try to rout them. Most of his units are routing in here.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
There we go. I killed his general. Most of his units are routing. And now they're all routing in there, but they're fighting to the death, which means I can just slaughter them at will because they're not going to be that great. Once the morale is broken and they're fighting to the death, they're not going to be that great of fighters because they're just trying to get away. Now I have my archers targeting this unit. And there you go. I'm gonna do a cav charge with all of my cav, which is gonna break them because they don't have enough time to turn around to face me. And that's just gonna destroy that unit of Spartans. And then I'm gonna rush my cav in just to finish these guys off. And then some of them have a peel left are gonna. So see that, I mean, you can beat Spartans with, not as great units as long as you. The big thing is mobility. Phalanx formations don't have that great of mobility, and so if you can outmaneuver them, you're golden, just like I did here. So I utterly crushed these guys, but it was a really fun battle. I decided to try to, change my strategy a little because I knew one unit was not going to stand up against another unit, with Spartans just one-on-one. So this ended up working out really well. I got a ton of damage with my pila, with my archers, just being able to shoot in the giant group there. And just look at the bodies. Most of it was him. Most of those bodies are his, but I do have a lot of cav who died on that last charge. Okay, so I deployed 1,373 men and had 1,354 kills, with 844 men remaining. So yeah, I mean, he did do some damage to my men, but I mean, once I had him trapped, he was a goner. It just was a matter of time. Anyways, he deployed 1,377 men, so 4 more than me, and had 564 kills, and I had 23 men remaining. I'm gonna see if there's any kind of notable mentions here. Yeah, these Praetorian Cav, they lost 38 but killed 174. Let's see here. Roman cavalry actually didn't do too bad because of those charges. These guys have 113 kills, 126, 132. My infantry, my legionary cohorts actually did a really good job. These guys got 68 kills, 98 kills, 109 kills, 96 kills, 110 kills, 83 kills. These guys, the reason why it says 0 casualties sustained and 0 inflicted is because The rules were 6 of a unit type, and I accidentally brought 8, and so I just sent them away from the battlefield right away. So that's why that's like that. But my archers actually, weren't that big help this time. Usually my archers end up getting a lot of kills, but alright. So, good game to my opponent. This was a really fun battle. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I hope you guys liked it. If you did, if you feel like it, I would be really happy if you felt like subscribing. And I'll see you guys later.